Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Bob's Revolvers and Autos. Got a quick little comparison video for you guys today. One I told you I'd be bringing. It's the P220 Carry versus the P227 Carry. Both of these guns are unfortunately discontinued from Sig, so unless you go to secondary market, you're probably not going to be able to find these on anybody's shelves. But it's really a shame because these are two really great 45s. But let's just dive right into it. So first look at the 220 here. I put the E2s back on, that way you guys could get a better, more fair comparison between the two guns. I did have these Hogue wood grips on there. It kind of pained me to take them off, honestly, especially to put these gross things back on. But nonetheless, so the P220 is a single stack 45 8+1, as you guys are probably familiar. Kind of one of Sig Sauer's legacy pistols that I don't know how much commercial success they have anymore with it, but I think they just kind of keep it around just because a lot of people love the the 220, myself included, but I'm not sure. Maybe the Legion series, I think, probably still gets some love. But anyway, so, and then this is the 227 right here. So you're looking at 8+1 versus 10+1. So an extra 2 rounds, and you're giving up that much, slimness, if that's a word. So a lot beefier grip for 2 rounds, I will say. I can't really decide which grip I like better. I really do like this. I've always loved single stack grips. They just feel good. But the 227, I got pretty decent sized hands, so I can get a pretty good grip on this too. So I go back and forth on which one I prefer. But yeah, so we'll just kind of get into some of the features. I think Sig probably knew when they released the 227 that a lot of people who already had the 220 probably were going to be on the fence about picking one up. So because of that, I think they kind of threw some features on here that weren't, regular production features. You can see on the 220, you got just standard horizontal serrations. 227, you got full checkering on that front of the grip there. Pretty deep undercut on the 227 as well. You get one on the 220, but maybe not quite as deep. It's hard to tell. Let's see, a little bit raised up. Focus. Raised up magazine release there too, and checkered. This one's a little more standard on the 220. Let's see. Controls slightly different, a little bit bigger paddle on 227, a little bit different shaped decocker there. My 220 is outfitted with white 3-dot sights. 227 has got the 3-dot or the Sig Light night sights. Obviously the 220 was, I'm sure, offered with the Sig Light night sights as well, but this particular one's just got the 3-dot. Both sporting the solid steel guide rods. These slides are completely interchangeable. They're identical. You could swap them and they would still run. Obviously one says 227, the other one says 220. Other than that, let's see, trigger faces, or the trigger shoe itself. You got the short reach on the 227. They probably thought this grip is big enough. A lot of people are probably going to struggle to get there, so might as well throw the short reach on there. And this one's got I kind of prefer the thicker trigger shoe here, but that's just me. My 229 has pinched me here before in the back, so I don't really love. I might swap it out. We'll see. Let's see. Oh, one thing I did want to show you guys, a little bit off topic, but I was going through my Sig box with a bunch of all the accessories and grips and whatnot. I found this old thing. It's kind of a cool blast from the past. Old Sig Sauer magazine box. I'm not sure when they transitioned from this kind of branding, like logo, to what they have now. To hell and back reliability. That's definitely not their logo or their motto anymore. I don't even know what it is now. Because I think it was when it counts at some point too. So I don't know. I'm not sure what that is, but I thought that was kind of cool. I saw it in my box and I was like, Yeah, I'm curious how old that box is. But anyway, speaking on that, I did pick up a new 227 magazine, 10 rounder. And one thing to note on that actually is these ones, well, this one in particular anyway, is marked 45 ACP on the side. And when you insert it, there's a little bit of a gap there, which I'm not a huge fan of. I didn't know that was going to be the case because I think it's this one marked just 45. It's a little bit thicker base plate and it sits a little more flush. So, but then so I thought, well, maybe it's just the markings or whatever. But this one is also a 45 ACP one and it sits pretty flush. So I'm not sure if it's something to do with this spring being new. It's, kind of pushing the magazine a little bit further down or what, but there's a little bit more gappage there than I typically like. I don't think it's going to be functionally an issue. I don't think I'm going to get pinched or nothing, but just aesthetically, I'm not a huge fan of that gappage. But anyway, that's something to note. Also, I mentioned this in the other video. This is a grip removal, E2 grip removal tool. It's only good for the 227. Well, I shouldn't say that. It came with 227. All I know is it didn't work for the 220. 220 is too narrow to get this piece in there and pop those off. But just thought I'd mention that because I was not aware of that before. But back to the guns. Like I said, totally interchangeable for the slides and barrels and whatnot. So I guess it's just up to you. I mean, both these guns are going to probably be relatively hard to find. You're probably going to have to go to a gun broker, or maybe you'll get I actually got lucky on this one. I found this one locally. But you might have to, seek these guns out rather than just running and stumbling, across them at every gun store you find, like, Glocks and M&Ps and whatnot. But both are great options. Honestly, I don't really know if I would carry. I mean, I have carried both of these. This one's pretty new, so I haven't really messed with it a ton. But you kind of have to be pretty dedicated to carry either one of these guns. They're not crazy heavy big like a full size government 1911, but they are substantially they got full length grips on these. Especially this 220. It's got this base plate that sticks out a little bit fatter, a little bit longer than that's a pretty big grip. I got extra large hands, and there's still some sticking down there, so they're not easy guns to. And another thing is this 227 is extremely heavy. I loaded up with 9 rounds of, 10 plus 1, so 11 rounds of HST 230 grain, and put on the scale, and it was like 40 ounces and some change. So I mean, it's a heavy gun. Loaded up. You're gonna feel it on your hip. Now I know some people, you guys like that. I mean, some people probably, if you're into SIGs, you're going in and understanding that they're gonna be a little extra weight on your hip. But if you're used to carrying a Glock, like a Glock 19, this is gonna be a pretty rude awakening when it comes to weight. So 227, I think, fits a like a home defense or even like a duty gun. Like, I think this would be an outstanding duty pistol. But trying to conceal it, I think, would be, doable, I guess, especially wintertime. But it's not going to be, the easiest thing. That being said, if you love the gun, and I do love this gun, you might be willing to, to dedicate yourself to that. But yeah, 220, they're both great options. If you got one, you probably don't need the other one. I don't have a 10-round mag for this, but you can get the 10-rounders, which stick out about to here. And, then it gets you up to this, but it's also not flush fit anymore. So, and you do have the 14-round option for the 227, which still have to test that and see if it's reliable or not. But yeah, I'd say if you can find either one of these, you'll be pretty happy with them, because they're pretty cool guns, pretty great, come from a great pedigree, great, history of reliability and durability and all that great stuff that SIG's known for. At least this, DASA series of pistols. But yeah, I just thought I'd kind of show you guys. Let me think if there's anything else I missed on the. Oh, they both are outfitted These standard ones come with just standard triggers, no SRT or nothing. But I will show you the reset. Not bad, pretty good for for standard trigger. 220. Yeah, about the same. They're both pretty good. Can't complain with either one of those when it comes to trigger reset. As far as weight goes, I think 227's a little bit lighter, but again, this was a used gun. I think it was maybe used a little bit more than this 220 was when I got this. I've had this for a couple years now, and I've put a couple hundred rounds through, but nothing crazy. So I'm not sure if this is just from being exercised more or what, but it is a little lighter on this 227 in this particular case. But yeah, let me know if you guys have any other questions, anything else you want to see. I'm trying to think if there was anything else I wanted to show you. Oh yeah, magazines. So magazines, holsters. So like I showed you guys in the other video, this is a 220 holster, and the 227 fits in there as well. It just takes a little extra effort to get that thumb brake snapped. Come on, baby. Can he do it on camera? Crunch time. Well, I'm not going to waste any more time trying, but I have gotten this to close. And then you can, it will fit in there as well. So, yeah, so some of your 220 holsters should fit a 227, if not all your holsters. But yeah, that's a quick little look at two cool old SIGs that they don't make anymore, unfortunately. It's a shame, but is what it is. Maybe we'll see them in the future. Kind of doubt it, but yeah, let me know what you guys think. If you got these or if you want these, all that good stuff. Yeah, both Exeter made. Didn't mention that before, but yeah. Thanks for checking it out, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.